It's so shocking and surprising to know that Asare Dokubo has become Nigeria's new president in less than 60 days.
Now, wow, my people, nothing we no go hear for our country, my people. They don finally expose Asare Tokunbo. My people, make I leave una jeje, make una watch this video, make una lis ten to this video carefully, and make una not forget, make una hit the like button, make una share am, make other people see this video.
Dokubo, who did not contest in any presidential election, has acquired the seat of presidency in the most unique and intelligent way and manner you can ever think of. During the reign and administration of the previous government headed by Buhari, Dokubo laid out various blueprints and formations to become the next president of Nigeria. When other politicians were busy campaigning and traveling from state to state, from regions to regions, Asare Dokubo sat behind the scene and waited for the right time and opportunity to jump into the Nigerian political sphere and grab the office of the presidency before our very eyes. See, some might hate Asare Dokubo for what he has done in the past, what he's doing now in the present, and what he will still do in the future. But don't forget that this man is one of the smartest human rights activists we have in the country. Dokubo worked his way into Nigeria's mainstream political arena in 5 simple steps. The first step is to gradually align himself with any presidential candidate that becomes victorious in the presidential elections. When Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the All Progressive Congress was announced as the winner of the presidential elections, Asare Dokubo came out from his shell, from his hiding spot, to formally execute all of his plans to acquire the office of the presidency without Nigerians knowing and without the presidential candidate of the All Progressive Congress knowing. Few days before Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in as the president of the country, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his vice presidential candidate in the person of Kashim Shettima were facing fresh disqualification because Kashim Shettima had double nominations. Dokubo did something that nobody expected. Dokubo went to the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal Arena and waited outside of the gates with dancers, performers, and men who were rooting for Bola Ahmed Tinubu and All Progressive Congress and also Shettima. Dokubo, together with his men, stood outside for hours waiting for the declarations and rulings of the court. Immediately, the court gave their rulings in favor of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the All Progressive Congress. Dokubo knew that the time for him to jump into the scene has arrived. Dokubo quickly arranged for an interview with Arise TV, and this is where he showed his love and support for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and also calling other political parties who were contesting the outcome of the presidential elections in court to back down and allow Bola Ahmed Tinubu to enjoy his supreme reign as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He also called out Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party, asking them to accept defeat and act accordingly as Goodluck Jonathan accepting defeat and taking their fate. And this drew the attentions of the All Progressive Congress, and Asare Dokubo was invited to the State House after Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Dokubo accepted the invite, and he knew this was the right time for him to execute the second plan he had up his belt. And don't forget the fact that Asare Dokubo is an ex-militant, a man who has committed various forms of crimes against the Nigerian federal government. Dokubo knew that the only way he could stamp his feet in the State House is to act like he is a repentant militant and go against any other human rights activist, any form of militancy in the country. Dokubo is a smart man. He knew he needs to act like he's righteous. He knew he needs to act like he's a repentant militant and support the Nigerian government to go after other militants out there. Dokubo had a meeting with the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And to wrap up with the meeting he had with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Dokubo asked for a press conference. And in this conference, he clearly went after Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. This was a strategic and a well-calculated act by Asare Dokubo because he knew that he needed the current president to trust him enough. This worked out very well for Asare Dokubo because he has gained the trust and love and also support from the All Progressive Congress and also the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Everything here was working in favor for Asare Dokubo. His plans, his blueprints, his formations and strategies are all working out effortlessly without even stressing or raising his arm. Dokubo knew that he needs to jump into the Nigerian populace because here he has gained the love and support from the Nigerian government, and next he needed love and support from Nigerians, the Nigerian citizens themselves. And that is where Dokubo executed his third plan on the list. Dokubo told Nigerians to hold him responsible if ever Bola Ahmed Tinubu fails as the president of the country. But this is a very funny statement. Nigerians can't hold Asare Dokubo for the failure of a sitting president. Dokubo did this intentionally. In his third plans, he used one stone to kill two birds. He got the attentions of Nigerian populace. A lot of Nigerians who supported the All Progressive Congress bought the antics of Asare Dokubo. But interestingly, Dokubo wasn't done yet. He knew that Peter Obi's supporters, known as the Obedient, weren't buying into all of his bullshit and strategy to buy them into his camp. And don't forget, at this time, Dokubo became a regular visitor to Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the State House. He visited Bola Ahmed Tinubu whenever he wanted to. They always fixed meetings and they became very close friends. Dokubo knew that he has gained and acquired all the powers he needed to unleash and properly execute his fourth plans without getting into trouble or having issues with the Nigerian government. But before he executed the fourth plan, he had to wait for the perfect and the proper timing. If you find this video interesting, please do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Thank you. The removal of the fuel subsidy in Nigeria led to a lot of hardship in the country. A lot of Nigerians faced hardship in various forms. Many Nigerians have resorted to trekking to their workplace or trekking back to their homes or to go to events. Nigerians can't afford to purchase petrol in the current pumping price. And this led to a lot of unrest in the country. A lot of Nigerians came out to protest and to call out the sitting president to please come down to their aid and rectify the subsidy removal. Dokubo knew that this is the perfect time for him to jump in and show the Nigerian populace that he has the men and ammunition to fight back just in case anybody wants to revolt or protest against the Nigerian government because of the removal of the fuel subsidy in the country. And this was a perfect time for Asare Dokubo to show that he has the men, ammunitions and machineries to fight anyone trying to protest or create any form of unrest in the country. Dokubo, in his fourth plan, released a video showing him and about 300 men wielding all forms of ammunition, dancing and chanting, and also declaring full support for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And to this very day, Dokubo is still walking out freely because you can't publicly show that you own arms and you have men who are ready to fight and support the Nigerian government. Nigerian government have various forms of political agencies like the police, the army, and so on and so forth, and also vigilantes. But when somebody creates a faction and also bring out men wielding arms and these men aren't registered under the Nigerian government or the state government, it's a clear crime and that person should be arrested and this body should be arrested as well. But Asare Dokubo is still working freely and the Nigerian government isn't doing anything about it. At this point, Dokubo knows that he has acquired full power in the country. He knows that he has the men. He also has the love and support from the president and also from a political party and from a faction. He knows that he has the power and he can influence various decisions of the sitting president. He knows that he can always visit the president in Asare and probably spend a night or two. He knows that he can always influence the decisions of the president, and he knows that just in case the president doesn't want to go by his own rulings, he has the men and ammunition to fight him. Whether you like it or not, this man called Asare Dokubo has the powers of the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And just in case you aren't too sure about this, Dokubo isn't done yet. He has the fifth plan to properly execute so as to effortlessly seal his place and presence in the Nigerian political arena and system. And his fifth plan is more like a prediction. Don't be too surprised when you see Asare Dokubo joining forces with various security agencies in the country. Don't be too surprised when you see Dokubo aligning strongly with the DSS. You shouldn't be too surprised if Dokubo receives a very strong political appointment from the federal government in the area of security or intelligence. Dokubo is Nigeria's new president, whether you like it or not, because he's going to influence various decisions in the country and he's going to use his power and influence and his men to execute various legal and illegal actions in the country.